Hey guys, this is Mrs. Wright, and I wanted to go over some helpful tips for the Canvas assignment Read and Compare Fear Instinct. I just finished grading a lot of these, and I have some tips for you when you go to revise your answers. So first of all, when you go to complete an assignment such as this one, where I'm asking you to compare two pieces of text, it's really important to keep coming back to the directions and see what is it exactly I'm asking for. Some of you might have noticed that when I gave you some feedback, it mentioned that you did not provide enough analysis. So I'll talk about how to do that. Also, some of you did not prove through your writing that you actually read it. It was too vague. So let's go over what you had to do. It said you needed to read the articles, and they were found on page 88 in the textbook if you clicked on that FYI icon. The prompt is, what is the commonality between the two articles? And write 1 to 2 paragraphs discussing the areas these two articles agree with each other about our fear instinct. And it says cite at least one piece of evidence from each article. So some of you didn't put any evidence at all, so you weren't answering the prompt completely. Some of you provided one piece of evidence, but you didn't provide a second one for the other article. And then some of you, what you did provide, I had to kind of go back and check and make sure it was actually relevant evidence. We want to make sure that we don't just pick anything, that we pick the best evidence we can find. Okay? So going into the FYI button, I find all the articles, and I've already taken some notes on one of them, and that is where is it? 5 reasons why scary books are better than scary movies. So what I did is I opened up a Microsoft Word, and I just opened up a brand new document, and you'll see that I have a bunch of things here. They're actually all pasted from my article. So what I did is I had the article open and I began reading. And as I began reading, because this article is not in Canvas itself, we can't keep notes on it. I'm sorry, not Canvas, my HRW. We can't take notes on it like we normally would be able to. So instead, I decided, well, I don't want to handwrite this, so I'll do it through Microsoft Word. So when I started to read this, I realized, wow, there's some of these quotes that are really, really good, and I want to make note of them. So how can I do that? Well, I figured the best way was to copy paste. Whoops, I just realized I'm actually in the wrong article. It's very similar, Scary Books, but that's not the right one, actually. Sorry about that. Why do we read scary books? Here we go. Jeez, caught myself. Okay, so I thought, wow, there's some really good quotes in here, and I don't want to have to keep rereading this over and over. So what I thought I would do is highlight things that I believe to be important, right-clicked on it, chose copy, and then jumped over to my Microsoft Word, place the cursor, and then you right-click again, and there should be a paste option. The first option is to just make it look like how it was where you pulled it from. The second option is changing the formatting to match, and the third one is just text, meaning if there's a lot of pictures and stuff. So usually it's safe to pick the first one, okay? And once you pick that, it pastes it down. So what I figured was, okay, sorry about that. My son came in and I had to stop the video. Anyways, I right-clicked and put a bunch of different quotes from the text into my Word document. And I will title it with the title of the article. So I have to jump over and see, what is it called? Why do we read scary books? So I'll title this, Why Do We Read Scary Books? This is something that some of you need to change, and that is that you need to always capitalize within titles. The only words you would skip would be prepositions or small words like a or an. because and they don't get capitals. But a lot of you had this. I was surprised to see that. Anyways, every time I pulled a quote, I placed a space between it to keep it separate from the other quote so that I would remember that they're from different parts of the text. Now I have a bunch of notes that I can use